waitress, like, she felt so bad that she didn't speak English. And I was like, I feel bad that I don't speak Japanese.
I'm Tora-chan. May I know your name?
Yeah, I'm Tristan.
Tristan. Oh,
Yeah.
Where are you from?
I'm from Australia.
Australia. I
Yeah,
see.
yeah.
So is it your first time come to Japan?
This is my first time visiting Japan. Yeah, yeah. It's been really good, and I've just come to Tokyo, and I'm going to go visit Kyoto and Osaka after this.
So how is it your experience?
My experience, it's been really good. It was a bit of a shock at first because I came into the busy parts of Tokyo. So just like Shinjuku and all those places, yeah. So that was a bit full on because I'm not used to that many people around me.
I see.
And just like the lights and sounds, everything's very overwhelming. Whereas in where I come from is called Adelaide. It's like a city of about 2 million people. And it's remote, like separated from the other cities by quite distance. And so it's a bit more quiet and relaxed there, and a bit
Then
different.
you come to Tokyo, it's too many people to show you.
Yeah, I've gotten used to it now, but then it's also the language and all of that, and I just learnt a few words here and there,
what
just like sumimasen, arigatou gozaimasu, and like, you know, just little things like that, and kore desu, and you know, just how to basically navigate without knowing the language. Yeah.
How about food in Japan? What you have tried?
Well, the first proper meal I had here was ramen at just a place in Shinjuku, and I loved it. It was like my favorite. It's the best ramen I've had. Like, I've had ramen in Australia, but it's not the same. Not exactly the same. Probably not as fresh, I reckon. The noodles are made on the spot, kind of thing. I mean, you know, on the day or whatever. And back at home, it's not like that. So yeah, that was really good. And
What you have tried?
I'm just trying to think now. I tried some Japanese curry, which I've had before, but I liked that. I had sashimi and sushi, and yeah, that was really good. But I think, yeah, probably more into the noodle dishes, and I'm trying to find different kinds of noodles and things that I haven't had before. Teppanyaki as well is something I want to have. I haven't had yet, so yeah, I wanted to do that. I'm probably in Osaka, so yeah.
What kind of ramen was it?
It was just a tonkatsu. Yeah, tonkatsu, and that, which is I think my favorite now after having that. Yeah,
Do you have any
it's good.
picture of the ramen if you take?
I do.
Maybe you can show you this.
I can show you. Hold on. Oh yeah, it was a spicy miso one actually, but it had the tonkatsu pork. That's after I'd mixed it in, so it's not a nice picture. Yeah, but that was good. And also the other thing I've really loved is just having Asahi draft beer, because it's in Australia. They make Asahi locally in Australia, and it's just not the same. Like, it doesn't have the same flavor. And I noticed the difference when they changed the recipe from the Japanese one to a different one.
So how is it?
So here it's a lot better, yeah, especially on tap. So I don't think I'll ever have it again in Australia because it's just not the same. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll have to like write a letter to them and say, you know, send it, import it again, because they need to start, yeah.
Since you're in Japan, you must try many alcohol in Japan also.
Yeah, a little. I've tried some different beers. I've had a lot of them before at home because they have the brands, a lot of the same brands, except we didn't have Suntory Draft at home, so that's one I had here. What else? I've had some different whiskeys, Japanese whiskeys. So I like the single malt whiskeys, they're really good. I had a whiskey highball as well. Yeah, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I'm enjoying just trying different alcohol. Japanese sake, I bought a bottle and I tried one, but I haven't like drank the bottle yet. I'm probably just going to take it home because yeah, just as a souvenir kind of thing. Yeah, but I like sake.
Glad to hear that. How you feel about safety and public order during your stay and travel in Japan?
I think it's a very safe place. So like compared to Australia, compared to cities in Australia, it seems safe. Like even one thing that happens is if you're in the city and you leave something like on a bench or at your table and then you go away and come back, it might be gone. But here it's not like that. You can just like, people will chase after you with your bag or like, you know, will be really helpful and try to make sure that you're looked after, and yeah, I think that's been really good. So I've definitely had a good positive experience in that sense. And I haven't really heard of any problems happening to anyone in Japan yet. From people that I know that are here, so like nobody's really experienced any crime or anything like that. So that's, I think, good. I know that stuff does happen sometimes, but probably compared to Australia, it's safer, I would say. Yeah.
So how about Japanese people? Did you have any contact with the Japanese people, communicating with them?
So not a whole lot on the whole, like in Tokyo, apart from people who are serving me and stuff like that. The people who have been serving me have been really nice, and also like there was a hotel that I stayed at, and the guy. It was like an older hotel, but the guy who was running it gave me like a New Year's gift, and I was like really touched by that. I thought it was really, really nice, because that sort of thing you just don't, like, people in Australia wouldn't really do that sort of thing. They don't go to that next level of customer service or like, you know, really trying to be nice like that. So I think that's been really cool. But yeah, I haven't spoken to many people just like randomly. I haven't sparked very many conversations yet, but I think Tokyo is a bit of a hard place for that because everyone's really go, like they don't stop, you know what I mean? Yeah.
So how about the Japanese? People say that Japanese is very polite. So how about your thing?
Yeah, well, like I was saying, like I've noticed people are very polite in customer service in businesses and hotels and all of that. For the most part, like obviously not everybody's perfect, but you do have I've had some good experiences most of the time. And yeah, I think Japanese people I'd go above and beyond. I know a lot more polite than Australians. Like we say please and thank you a lot, but we don't do it quite as much as Japanese people. So, and we're not like, we will sort of be polite to someone if they're polite to us, but here it's like everyone's polite by default, I think. And yeah, that's a difference I've noticed. Yeah.
So you really enjoy your trip in Japan?
Oh yeah, it's been really good experience, and like it's not exactly what I expected, but like I guess you don't really know until you go somewhere. I think it's been a really good, it's definitely, I would like to come back here again. I already knew that I would want to come back again anyway, so that's kind of, you know, a given, because there's so many things I haven't been able to do on my trip because there's just not enough time. And so.
Thank you so much, and I'm glad to hear that you really enjoy your trip in Japan.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah.
And for the last question, is there anything in Japan that you would like to adopt to your country?
I would love it if in Australia if we were a lot cleaner and tidier. So I think just like the way that people in Australia, people will leave rubbish on the streets or they'll just not really tidy up after themselves at businesses and stuff, and they'll leave toilets a mess, you know, that sort of thing. So it's like, you know, just being a bit cleaner and tidier, I think, is a good thing. Yeah, the politeness, I guess, just being kinder to each other and looking out for each other a bit more. Because I think Australians are good at it when it comes to, like, say if someone's hurt or there's like a dangerous situation, Australians will jump in and help. But it's just, there's not always that kindness towards people that, like, I think I've seen more of that in Japan. So yeah, that I would like to see happen definitely in Australia. Yeah.
Thank you so much for your time.
Nihon daisuki.
Oh, thank you so much. You guys very much, very. Then this is our token of thanks for you. This is a cup ramen.
So nice.
Yeah.
This is one of the most popular.
Yeah, I've seen that. I was going to go to the Cup Noodle Museum,
Oh.
but they're closed today because they're closed over the New Year holiday, so I couldn't go today and I'm leaving tomorrow. But I'll come back another time.
Enjoy your remaining days in Japan. I'm Tora-chan. May I know your name and where you're from? A little bit introduce yourself, please.
Sure. I'm Laura, and we're from Houston, Texas, in the United States.
And I'm Fletcher.
Your first time in Japan?
Yes.
Yes.
So how is it your experience in Japan?
We've
It's
been
very
loving
great.
it. Yeah.
Oh, glad to hear that, and we're welcome to Japan.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So how long you will be in Japan this time?
11 days.
11 days. Today, how many days you in?
This is our third day? Or?
Yes,
your
third day.
So since the New Year.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yes. Very cool to be here for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm glad to hear that. And
Where are you in New Year's night?
On New Year's Eve, that was our, I think, first full day in Japan. So we were very jet lagged. So we had a lot of fun during the day, but I think we were asleep by maybe 9 o'clock. We were home.
外国人には大晦日や初詣とか
伝統的な過ごし方はどうしていいのか興味があるけどわからないんだ。What do you think about the Japanese New Year culture, like visiting shrine or making mochi? Are you experience anything about that?
We visited a couple of shrines, and that's been really cool to see, especially around New Year's, watching so many people come, and it feels like we're getting to be a part of something a little extra special.
How about Japanese food? What you have tried?
Our first night, we just stopped at a random curry place.
Oh.
It was the CC curry, cocoa curry.
Ah, cocoa curry. Yeah, cocoa curry.
That was very good. Everything's been good.
Yeah, we've just been, stopping in some random places, but everywhere we go, we're loving it. So it's been great. A lot of good sushi too. We love that, and we don't get a lot of good sushi in Texas, so that's a treat.
So how about ramen? You have tried ramen here?
Yes.
Oh, so how is it? Ramen?
Oh, very, very good. I love ramen. We have some in the U.S., but so it was high on our list of things to
Yes,
to
that was a
eat.
priority.
Can you tell us about your experience with Japanese hospitality and politeness?
I've been amazed by it all. Like everyone is very,
Everyone's
very
so
welcoming.
nice and accommodating.
I know. It makes me wish that I knew some more Japanese because everyone is so courteous, and I wanna be courteous
Be
as
able
well.
to.
Yeah.
People say that Japanese is very polite and very kind. So how about both of you? Did you anything experience by yourself? Anything that the kind of the situation?
It feels like people will go out of their way to be extra helpful. And I know, like we went to a restaurant 2 nights ago, I think, and our waitress didn't speak too much English, but the couple next to us did, and they helped communicate. And our waitress, like, she felt so bad that she didn't speak English. And I was like, I feel bad that I don't
feel
speak
bad that we
Japanese. Like this is not your problem. But everyone in the restaurant was so kind.
Glad to hear you. That's so sweet. Can you tell us what has impressed you the most since you come to Japan? Something that's surprising you.
Well, maybe it wasn't a surprise, but just so impressed with the metro system here in Tokyo and just how efficient everything is.
The trains run on time.
Yes.
It's not like that in Texas. Our public transportation is not good at all. It's very inconvenient. But here is wonderful. I love it.
Yeah.
In Japan, the train is very complicated. The system is very complicated. How both of you, what you can remember the name of the station, because it's all in Japanese. So what the kind of method you remember the station name?
We just use Google Maps.
I
And it tells
see.
us exactly where to go.
So do you realize the numbering of the
Yeah, so we look at the number. There have been a few times where we've gotten on the train going the wrong direction.
Only
But-
once.
but
I do feel like we figured it out fairly quickly. I mean, day one when we got off the airport and we're going to the hotel was a little overwhelming.
Yeah.
But we were also very tired. It was a long flight, so jet lag exactly. With all the apps and maps everywhere, it's not too bad. I think Shinjuku, that's a really big one, right? Yeah, I was very overwhelmed when we got off there initially.
I understand because I'm also always get lost in Shinjuku station.
Oh, that makes me feel better.
Shinjuku, Shibuya, Tokyo station. Many people will be get lost and don't worry about that.
Yeah.
Japanese also is getting lost over that. Maybe this last question for you. Is there anything in Japan that you would like to adopt to your country?
Oh, yes, I think so. Well, I mean, like we just said, public transportation, I think we could learn something. I feel like people here are very, well, again, courteous, and there's no trash on the floor. People take their trash with them. That is not like that in the United States. There's garbage everywhere. It's a simple thing, but it would be really nice to take that home with us.
Yeah.
So how about you? Maybe a little bit different opinion?
No, I mean, I think that's a good one. Everything's very clean, like in the bathrooms. Everything's like so clean and so available.
So how about the toilet in Japan? Do you have any experience
We
that?
have a bidet
we
at our
have a
house.
bidet.
Yeah.
I see.
And
So really
back in-
It was-
but that's not very common
Yeah.
where we are. But
It was
it's nice.
it was
to
a perk of the
Yeah.
trip. Yeah.
Well, and I've been surprised at like how nice
Yeah,
the
everything's-
toilets are, like in the train station or like all over the place. Not just in the hotel or at a restaurant. You know.
Can you tell us why you choose to come to Japan? Are you traveling beside from Japan also? And
No, we're traveling to a couple cities around in Japan, but we're just coming to Japan and then back to the U.S. And I think coming to Japan had been kind of on both of our bucket lists for a long
I see.
time. So
Oh.
yes, so and we've had several friends come in the last few years, so they had suggestions on where to go, what to do. So it just felt like a good time.
glad to hear that you're very enjoying. Glad to hear that you really enjoy your trip in Japan.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I keep saying I feel like this is the coolest thing,
I keep saying I feel like this is the coolest thing.
or like the coolest trip we're ever gonna take. Yeah.
Oh, glad to hear that.
Live in Japan sometime.
I feel like I could, if I knew the language better.
Yeah, I think we'd have to learn the
Yeah.
language.
But you're planning to come to Japan? Yeah.
Yes, that's my best friend. Yeah.
Are you planning to coming back to Japan after this trip over?
I would love to come back. I feel like there's so many other cities I would like to see too in
Yeah.
Japan, but you know, we're here for 11 days and there's only so much we can do. So
Yeah.
tomorrow will be our last day in Tokyo and then we'll keep traveling it around, but we'll see. We'd love to come back one day.
I would hope so.
Glad to hear that.
Nihon Daisuki.
Thank you so much. You're very good. We have two flavors here. This is Tokyo flavor. Red one is the Osaka flavor. Thanks for talking for both of you because you cooperated with us.
We have different types of soy sauce.
Yeah. In different space. Yeah.
今後も日本ってやっぱりすごい、そんな気持ちになってもらえる動画をお届けします。最後までご視聴いただきありがとうございます。チャンネル登録、そしていいねボタンもよろしくお願いします。コメントも大歓迎です。ぜひぜひコメントしてください。それでは次の動画でお会いしましょう。さようなら。